Okay, we're getting right back into it today. And actually, I'm going to record all of these stories today and just start doling them out. I didn't actually mean to drag it out so long, but I've got my buddy Carl on here botting all of my posts and my other buddy Emily D. Wolfson.
No!
Marking everything that I post as branded content, which, that's embarrassing, Emily. I have so much secondhand embarrassment for you. Can you give me a break for like 24 hours? Botched the podcast is my brand. This is my podcast, and I'm just using elements from Canva Pro, which I paid for. This is not your brand, honey. So anyways, where we last left off, Samara was getting ready to tell her harrowing story for the first of many times. This is actually what got her in trouble, is retelling this story in a group of people. Because one thing I noticed over time, Samara will retell stories, but depending on who she's telling them to, the tone might change, the details might change. But there's still some elements of truth there, and I think that's also how she gets away with all of this stuff. So in her first go-round of the story, she had framed it like she had just come out of a really bad relationship with a narcissist when she had found Allie's content. And she had also talked about being harmed by toxic New Age spirituality in the way that during this traumatic, supposedly narcissistic relationship, she had been hiring phone psychics to excess. And now, yes, this should have been a red flag too. However, she did seem, she came across very self-aware that that was not the healthiest thing to do and that she was spending a lot of money on it. Now, I don't know if she just volunteered this information or if somebody actually asked her, but she did admit that what Natalie Marconi, the TikTok psychic, said on Aunt Karen about Samara being her client was true, and that she was paying Natalie pretty much around the clock to be there as a psychic, up to she always fudged numbers with money, but I think that's the psychic she said she was paying $5,000 a month to. Again, take that with a grain of salt, because who knows if that's even true as far as money goes. So because of the psychic addiction and because she wanted to be spiritually ethical in her businesses, she hired Allie on as a consultant. At the time, she didn't say what exactly those businesses were, and she was on a whole monologue. So there wasn't a lot of a question and answer section. We were just listening to her and giving her, our full attention. And as I'm retelling this and remembering these stories, it just now occurred to me that she quite literally never claimed to have hired Allie as a therapist. In fact, she talked about her 2 therapists that she supposedly had. She had said that she worked with Allie for 6 months, and she said that she had paid Allie $32,000 Canadian during that 6 months. And at that point, again, we didn't really know all that much about her or their working relationship. So her saying that much money in that length of time wasn't throwing people off just yet, but it would eventually be how she left and got caught in this discord. Now, Samara's account of her and Allie working together over the phone and the nature of their business relationship doesn't really differ all that much. The biggest difference was the tone in which it was told, and one key point was that it was supposedly Allie who was pressuring her to be available all the time to talk more and more for these appointments, and not the other way around. Obviously, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a client relationship, for the person that the client is hired to be pressuring them to work together more, but it's Samara. And she was convincing, so don't judge anyone who believed her. I'll continue in the next